Hello and welcome to the Undercast Show, brand new shitty podcast starring a bunch of shitty people that you probably don't care about. Signing off immediately, Christian, that's me. Next person, Cody,
That's me.
Joey,
That's me.
Bustin,
Hey, that's not his
fucking
name.
Sticker, don't Sticker, and Casper. Casper's not going to say anything. You probably won't even hear him. He's just the idiot in the chair. But he's there, and we like to think of him fond memories. Main topics I think we're going to be going for pop culture things that came out recently because everybody fucking loves that. Comic-Con especially, trailers, James Gunn is a pedophile. We got all this stuff. A lot of things.
Even though Comic-Con happened like 3 weeks ago.
Look. We're down here in the fucking cave. All right, we're late. It's fine. It's all right.
What do you want to talk about first, Christian?
I personally want to start with the Godzilla trailer.
Has everybody seen the Godzilla trailer?
I have.
I am watching it right now.
See, we're so late.
behind.
Yep.
Yeah.
Justin's a little behind. It's alright.
Okay.
Well, what'd you think, Christian? What'd you think? You like it?
I was a big fan of it.
Well, you're a Godzilla fan.
Well, yeah. So I'm biased in that sense. I'm going to be a fan of anything Godzilla except for the bullshit movie that came out in 1998. But we don't talk about that. Didn't happen. Wasn't really Godzilla. Anyways,
So
that's
is
the
this
subject.
not playing off of the Bryan Cranston one, or is it?
It is. It's the sequel. It's the direct sequel.
It is. Okay. I wanted
Okay.
to make sure.
It
Because
is. So with the
it's
franchise,
playing off of
the way it's
that
split
and
up,
King Kong.
there's three
Right.
Godzilla franchises that are going on right now.
What?
There's the Shin. Because this is like confusing to some people. A lot of people thought this was the sequel to Shin Gojira. Shin Gojira is one. Toho's put that up to the side. Toho is doing their own Godzilla action movies later on in like 2 years, and then there's the legendary like MonsterVerse, which has Godzilla. It's gonna have King Kong, and now it has King Ghidorah, Fire Rodan, Mothra, all of them.
Okay, I gotcha.
Cody, what did you
It's
think
cool.
about it?
I mean, so I think it's cool. It's just the first Godzilla movie had a lot of like human scenes, and that's dumb. Should definitely cut back on those and have more monster scenes, which I think they've said it's gonna have more monster scenes.
I don't think the problem was that it had too many scenes of the people. I think it's just the problem was that the people weren't interesting enough.
Exactly, you didn't care
Bryan-
for them.
The interaction between Bryan Cranston, the military, and Ken Watanabe, that was the bread and butter of the first act. And then when they lost Bryan Cranston and when Ken
Dude, I
Watanabe
love
forgot how to
Bryan
speak,
Cranston.
Yeah.
So good.
we went to like Captain Woody Awful Face and the attractive person from the Avengers. One of the Olsen twins, the fuck is her name? Something
Wait,
Olsen.
Aaron
Millie Bobby
Aaron
Brown.
Taylor Johnson,
Really bad.
Millie Bobby Brown, in the first Godzilla movie.
They had Tyrion.
Elizabeth
I think his
Olsen?
name is.
No, what the hell's her name?
Tyrion Lannister was not in the first one. He is in the second one.
Oh, he's in the trailer for this next one.
He does. There's a little pan and it goes to silence
that's
after
it, yeah.
playing the classical music, and then "Long live the king."
The
'Cause
trailer is very good. I like the trailer a lot.
What's the name of that piece of music? Is that not Ein Klein and Nacht? What's it called?
I'm not sure.
You fucking.
So in the trailer for the first Godzilla movie, they kind of promoted it as if Bryan Cranston was going to be this major character.
Because like it was right around the time that Breaking Bad was super popular, and they're
Yep.
like, "Look,
Mhm.
guys, it had just ended." They're like, "Look, guys, it's Walter White versus Godzilla." Everyone thought that's what it was gonna be, and then it wasn't.
Yeah,
I
that's real
believe
bad, dude.
me and Dustin went to the theater. I don't know if Joey was there.
Probably.
Probably, and it's
chances
just
are.
it's very disappointing, when you market a movie that way and it
Yeah.
doesn't end up being that way. You get his kid, you get his dumb kick-ass kid,
Yeah,
Like,
especially
I-
since he was like the one in the trailer, like kind of doing all like the like the background talk behind like the actual like
Yep.
film. Like he was kind of like the one that was like, yeah, he was really being advertised as like the main guy in the movie.
Like he's hyping it up.
Right.
They should have just had the son die, and then Bryan
Yeah,
Cranston
like he was like fighting with the military about it. Like he was like, like I don't
Yeah.
know. It's just the way they advertised it. Yeah, it was real weird.
the son's connections to the military were an interesting way to move the plot, but the actor either the actor didn't act out the character well, or the writer put a shitty character in the lead role. Probably both.
Yeah,
'Cause-
it's just all the dialogue I remember not being super good. I mean, Ken Watanabe, right? Where he's got that, and he looks off into the distance, and what does he say?
He says,
Like, let them fight. Yeah, that's cool. That's pretty cool.
He had cool lines. He just didn't have enough of them.
Right.
Which
And
really
I think-
stinks because like Bryan Cranston's real good at dialogue, and
Oh, dude, he's the
Yeah.
best. Right?
Imagine if the movie had been just Bryan Cranston and Ken Watanabe bouncing off of each other.
exactly.
That
I would have been
that
like,
could've
wait,
been
what
good.
movie is this? I would have forgotten that it was
And then
Godzilla.
Godzilla pops up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Godzilla's
Like-
like in the background while Bryan Cranston's giving this monologue. And
Because when you make a Godzilla, there's two types of Godzilla movies basically. There's and there's also like the funny ones, but when it comes to like actual serious Godzilla movies, there's Godzilla movies that are about big monsters punching each other and people in the audience going whoa, and then there's Godzilla movies that are about Godzilla being treated as a disaster and how the people around him react to that. There's
Yeah.
movies that are about Godzilla, and then there's movies where Godzilla is a plot device. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
Right. It's like well, you know, the first one,
The original 1954 Godzilla.
right, was kind of like a metaphor of sorts for the bombings, right? The atomic
was-
bombings of
It was an analogy for the bombings on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and
right.
had a lot
right.
of shots of like irradiated people crying in hospitals, people
really.
crying over their homes being destroyed. It was a very dark movie for anyone who's never seen it. It wasn't
That was
like
in
a goofy.
'54.
That was in '54.
Shit.
You know, I'm pretty okay. So, what if we just like go around and talk about everybody's exposure to Godzilla beforehand? Maybe save Christian for last, but like I remember, what was that game? There was a game on the GameCube, I think, where it was just you pick all the Godzilla monsters and you just fight each other. It's just a fighting game.
Godzilla Unleashed.
I guess it was.
That was
Ah.
one of them. There were a
I
few of them.
remember playing a No, I'm sorry, that was a King Kong game.
I
That was
have the
King
Wii
Kong
one.
on the PS2.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, I remember that game. My mom actually returned that game because it was too scary for her.
No, I saw King
Which
Kong
one?
with Jack Black in theaters. Got too scared
Yes.
and then left.
I
Yeah.
did too.
That must have been what?
Nice. That's
I don't
cool.
know,
That has
10
nothing to
when
do
that
with
was good.
Godzilla, but it is cool that you said
I
that.
think I've seen every Jack Black movie in theaters. Every
Yeah,
one,
it's great.
except for like
Even
Where's
Nacho Libre.
Kung Fu
I
Panda 3.
believe
I
I
saw
want to
that
say
in theaters.
yes.
It was just me and my dad in the theater.
Yeah.
There's nobody else in the theater.
Cody probably saw that a handful of times. I bet in theater.
Welcome to Jack Black.
We're derailing a little bit.
Oh yeah. So I was talking about the Godzilla game.
Yeah,
I
there
think
were a few
before
of them.
that, I don't think I've seen any Godzilla movies. Like the next explosion. Like you always know about Godzilla, right? He's a pop culture icon. You know.
Right.
But no, I've never seen any of the old movies or.
What were the movies? Like, what movies have come out about Godzilla?
Oh,
There's
Dustin.
a ton. There's so
Dustin.
many.
There's so many.
I think it's just the one with Bryan Cranston. It's like the only thing I've.
Yeah, that's the only one I've seen. Like maybe all the way through. Maybe I've seen clips here and there, but
You've probably seen the gif of like Godzilla jumping up and down in the moon and giving a thumbs up, or like him sliding forward on his tail.
see, that's the thing, dude. It's very.
Now, are these Godzillas all like same director, or is it like totally different like
you
every
fucking-
single time?
So Godzilla works in terms of eras. Each
Okay.
Godzilla has its own era. Like there's like the Showa era Godzilla. I don't actually remember the names of the other ones because I mostly just pay attention to the time periods. But like,
Is that the first? Is that the first?
um,
First couple?
I'll look it up actually, so I can tell you guys exactly what.
All right, maybe while you do that, someone else can talk about their exposure with Godzilla beforehand.
No, yeah. So I mean, same, nothing. Like
Yeah.
I mean, before the Bryan Cranston thing, I
Yeah, like I can't recall another one.
But I mean,
Other
God,
than,
when
you know,
was the
the
last
first
one? I'm just looking at it right now. The last one before that was 2004, and it's actually 20.
Yeah. Millennium
I-
Godzilla wasn't very good.
See, that's the
didn't think
thing,
so,
right?
anyways.
There's so many, and it's kind of like where, like, even if I wanted to get in, and where do I start? And then also, like, you hear about them, you see clips, you know, like you were saying, Godzilla on the moon with thumbs up and all this stuff. Like, it's kind of campy and cheesy.
But a lot of
I
these
never-
just, like,
never
aren't
kinda-
even like big popular movies. They're very like very small.
It
Like
seems like they're very underground.
most of them didn't even do like $10 million in sales. Never mind, hundreds
Right.
of millions. This one almost did as much just in Japan as it did worldwide.
Yeah.
I mean, it did. Or I mean, in the U.S.
In total,
But-
there's like roughly 30, 35, I want to
Yeah.
say, all the
Jeez.
Godzilla movies together. It is a
Yeah.
lot. It's daunting to a lot of people. I understand that. I don't know. I think that was Joey, what you said, like the Bryan Cranston 2014 Godzilla movie was like your first exposure to Godzilla, because anybody who hadn't been super familiar with Godzilla movies looks at clips of them and thinks that it's just like the camera following Godzilla around the whole time. But
Yeah.
traditionally, most Godzilla movies, I say most because there are some that divert from this, but it's about the people in the movie trying to combat Godzilla, or like trying to combat this big disaster,
Yeah.
which can work a lot of the times. I think the original 1954 movie is the best example. It's actually an unironically very good movie. There's a lot of bad Godzilla movies.
Yeah. There's a lot. I never knew there were that many.
And there's ones that are when you watch a Godzilla movie, you have to understand why you're watching it. When you watch the original one, you're watching like a dark allegorical film. When you watch like Godzilla versus the Bingo Bongo or whatever, you're watching like a campy. Oh yeah, Godzilla versus King Kong, perfect example. It's just like a funny, campy movie. Godzilla literally motions to King Kong to suck his dick when he's standing on a cliff. King Kong shoves a tree down Godzilla's throat, and Godzilla goes like, it's ridiculous.
Oh my God.
So if you win
Godzilla against Mecha Godzilla? Jesus
there's a
Christ.
Right.
few of those. Godzilla
The battle of the
Fury.
fucking century, more like the battle of the
Mechagodzilla,
fucking lifetime.
isn't he from space? Like
Yeah, he's sent from aliens.
This reminds me a lot, like, I mean, I know it's totally different, but like how like Friday the 13th has like 30 movies for horror.
yeah.
Horror
You're
genre.
making a new
They've
one,
got
right?
like all these random ones that are just like, they had one where like Jason fights Jason from like space. real weird, just like, I don't know, they just really go out there.
And it's the
Well,
thing for, like, so. Oh, sorry.
Well, no, you can go.
No, go for it.
It's a good thing that they're kind of like rebooting this whole thing now, right? So now is the kind of good time to start off. Even though the Godzilla movie Bryan Cranston is not perfect, you kind of like start here, and it looks like they're expanding the universe because you see in the trailer, you see Mothra, Rodan, and King Ghidorah.
King Ghidorah.
Is that the one with 3 heads? That's
Yeah.
the one with 3 heads, right?
Oh, this is actually the part that I was looking forward to getting to. And now we've all seen the trailer. Cody, you already asked this earlier, but I want to ask it to everyone. What their favorite like monster introduction was in the trailer, between Godzilla, which kind of doesn't count because you've already seen him, Fire Rodan, Mothra, and King Ghidorah. Probably starting with Dustin, just going down the list.
The moth one.
Mothra,
That one was. What's the one? So the one in the ice was.
King Ghidorah.
Okay.
And then the one at the volcano was Fire Rodan.
I like the Mothra.
Yeah, the
Mothra?
Mothra one where doesn't he like burst out of the?
Something. It looks like there's like a big waterfall on him or something.
Yeah.
It's the cocoon.
I like that
Or is
one.
it raining or?
Well, when Mothra emerges from her cocoon, it's like a big cosmic shower sort of thing.
I mean, I liked the intro to Godzilla himself, but like,
Oh,
it
with
wasn't
the
as- I
fire
feel
that
like-
shoots up, dude.
yeah, but it didn't seem like as like aggressive as it normally does. Like, it doesn't seem as like, I don't know, like loud. Like, especially in the Bryan Cranston one. Like when I saw it, like I remember like him like roaring, and it was like really
Oh,
loud.
the first entrance that anyone's
like,
seen of this new Godzilla.
Yeah, like shook, like it like felt like it would shake the camera. You know what I mean? Like that
Oh,
kind of.
I
Like,
see. Yeah.
Well, because like it was the first time, whereas in this movie it's more.
you kind of get that power. Like it's more. I don't
Sorry about that.
know.
So
wait, so like they must all be owned by the same like, you know how like
It's
superheroes have
Legendary,
like
right?
rights, right? They all must be
Yeah.
owned by Warner Brothers, I'm assuming.
So
But
it's Toho. It's Toho that owns the Godzilla brand, right?
And they licensed out a movie series to Legendary. They gave Legendary the license to use specific characters, and
Gotcha.
they review anything that they want to do with.
Right. So
Gotcha.
this legendary monster verse is trying to chase, what Marvel has been successful with for 10+ years, right?
They're already doing better than DC, and they only have one movie and one trailer,
Yeah.
which I think is
No, I
hilarious.
like that they're tying it. Like, I like that they tie everything together. Though. 'Cause that just makes it like more enjoyable to watch one movie. You know, if they do another King Kong movie, that's gonna make it more enjoyable to watch that one King Kong.
Right,
movie.
right.
That Godzilla was really good, and it's kind of like the same thing. That's kind of like, you know, like Marvel movies. You want to see one Marvel movie because all the other ones are really good.
Yeah.
Right. They
And
build off each other.
Yeah.
You didn't say what your favorite one was, Cody.
Oh, I think the three-headed King Ghidorah was pretty sick in the ice.
Ghidorah.
I didn't really understand the Mothra one. What's kind of going on there? Because
So-
Dustin was right. It's like
Each monster's
it's a
intro
water animal.
in the trailer conveys like their purpose in the Godzilla monsterverse. Like traditionally, they have their thank you, Casper. So like you see Mothra. Mothra's like the defender of humanity in the Godzilla series. In that sense, she's like defender of the earth, but she's like the most humans are all right, and we should make sure that they don't get wiped out kind of monster. So in her introduction, you see like she bursts from like she's first in caterpillar form, and she's touching like whoever the actor's name is. I don't really care that much. She's touching her.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah, that was Mothra's caterpillar.
I thought
And then
that was like
the cocoon,
just Godzilla.
and it bursts open, and then it's like Mothra spreading herself like before humanity, like all mighty and shit. You see Fire Rodan, who's always like the loner. He's always off to the side with no alliances or anything, just like on a volcano staring out into the ocean. Little edgy fucker. And then you see King Ghidorah, who's like the most kind of muted introduction, because he's always been like Godzilla's nemesis. He's sort of his
Right.
equal. He's always like, in any sense, whether
He's from space as well, right?
sometimes, not in this one.
Okay.
I think in this one they're going more with like
They've all been
Late
here
ni-
forever.
yeah, so like the late '90s King Ghidorah, which was like one of the Earth spirits. They're
Speaking,
they're
is
kind of
this like,
rebranding that.
is this is just modern day, right? Not like past or present.
What do you mean?
Really?
Oh, the setting of
Should
the
be.
film?
Yeah.
Well, it's
not
the
like
the one before was in modern day. Yeah, so this one's
it
just
was okay.
a few
Right,
years
but
later.
there's no flashbacks. Maybe I mean, they didn't show anything in the trailer, so
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably just like a few years after.
Yeah.
I would
but it's
assume.
got a scene where it looks like it's over Capitol Hill, and there's like fire and volcanoes and like tornadoes going on, and it looks like our Capitol is just burning down.
Well, because the whole theme of the movie is like there's natural disasters and shit happen.
Right. Because so is King Kong considered one of these? Like, he's not, because he's from like his own race of.
I think he is considered a Titan, yeah. Because at the end of the Godzilla movie, you see Dr. Steve Brule take Tom Hiddleston and the hot co-star, I don't remember her name, into the cave, and he's like, "Well, we thought
Yeah.
Godzilla was the only one of his kind, but it turns out, we thought King Kong was the only one of his kind, but it turns out there's more." And it shows King Kong battling, fucking hell, Godzilla fighting King Ghidorah. Because like they even
Right.
said that he wasn't anywhere near full size in that movie, so he's
Who
probably
was
still
it, Godzilla or King?
King Kong. Because the Titans don't have to be like singular entities; they can be like a race, like the Mutos in the original Godzilla movie. Those were Titans, but they were like they
Oh,
were,
I
they were,
see.
they were closer to an animal than a person. You know what I mean? Whereas
Right.
King Ghidorah, he's just like his own thing generally.
Did you guys like the Kong Skull Island movie?
I thought it was good.
Yeah, I liked it. I like
Cool.
John C. Reilly. He's real funny.
Yeah, John
Yeah.
C. Reilly's pretty funny.
That's good.
It's cool, like Vietnam, but it's a metaphor.
They had a good cast. They definitely did a.
That's
They've
true.
done a good job at least casting, and you know, at least Bryan Cranston in that movie. But then that whole Kong Skull Island cast was real good, and then
Yeah.
the new Godzilla looks like it's gonna be pretty good as well.
I liked the nerdy black guy who spent the whole movie questing after Asian Poon.
Yeah.
True. He did get it at the end though.
He got it.
God bless.
Bless
huh?
him. God bless, dude.
Okay. All right. So, do we want to talk about some other trailers that we might have seen from Comic Con?
Yeah, sure.
we could go to
Why
the
doesn't
games
Dustin go? I don't know if you've seen any other trailers besides Godzilla, but
Nope.
okay.
I've
So
seen-
me and Dustin saw Justice League. right?
Okay, I never saw Justice League.
So me and Dustin always say that, it wasn't. You go in with low expectations, and it's a little better than.
Really?
Yeah.
Like worth me buying to see or no?
Ooh, I don't. Hey,
Or
I don't
worth
know,
me
Dustin, what do you think?
legally torrenting? Legally.
Well, so the reason why I ask is like how do people feel about Aquaman? Because he's getting his own movie coming out later this year.
It's just
I think
so
he was
tough. It's so
easily one
tough
of
to
the
watch it without low expectations with everything
Right.
they've already done.
poster
Yeah.
was pretty bad.
It's
He
don't
was
know.
easily like the best part about Justice League though. Thing.
Right. I like the characters of like they got the Flash really right. I enjoyed the Flash as someone who watches TV show. I read a couple comics here and there.
I just
Ezra
feel like
Miller's
they've like
Flash is
set
pretty good.
themselves up for failure at this point. Like they've set themselves up where like so many people didn't see Justice League because they
Right.
knew it was gonna be so bad that they didn't
Absolutely.
really see how good Aquaman was in it.
Right. It's weird, dude. It's like, okay, so for example, Ben Affleck, like it's not confirmed that he wants to be Batman from now on.
No, I wouldn't blame him. I just
And it's like you don't blame the guy, but like so like they started this whole DC cinematic universe on the wrong foot. Your Batman character might not want to do it like 2 movies in. Like he wants
yeah,
to stop. Like
yeah,
that's just not good
it's
right
bad.
there.
Not good.
But
No, but Aquaman. I mean, if you just kind of look at it without the the precursor of like all the
Right.
other DC stuff, I think it looks pretty good.
right. It's
Like
got
it looks
some
like it could definitely be, it could definitely be a success. It's just
The villain
I
is
think,
cool.
yeah,
So
I
which
like- I
one?
like his-
The brother or
What's his name? Aqua Lord?
no.
I'm not joking. It's something like that.
sounds about right.
okay.
You just
Ocean
put
Lord.
Aquaman
Ocean
in-
Lord. It's Ocean Lord.
Oh,
He's using the
It
comics as
also
well.
has Black Mantis. You get the scenes of Black Mantis using his like laser vision. That's
It's
pretty
Black Manta.
Yes, you're
it's
right.
Black Panther.
Mantises don't occur
Yes,
underwater.
Black Panther. Well, so that's what I was gonna say. This movie's got a lot of Black Panther vibe.
Because they definitely are going for Black Panther Ocean
Yeah,
Lord
like
because he's like villain whose motivations are like very understandable and you can really see where he's coming from. He's just taking great
Relatable
violence.
backstory. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
Except it's the reverse of Black Panther, where instead of like the long established ruler having a villain come to him and like change the way he thinks about things, it's like Aquaman is coming back to Atlantis
yeah.
and the villain who's already in charge.
So Dustin, since you're the only one who's seen, wait, Christian, you saw Justice League?
I didn't see the first 10 minutes. I saw the rest of it.
All right, so Dustin, what do you think of like Aquaman? Do you think he's like a cool character? Because Aquaman's like always been a hard character to make cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you like
Um,
Jason Momoa? Because like,
Yeah, I saw that the one Netflix show that he had, but like what was
Is he like a
some
fur
colonial
trapper?
era. Yeah,
right.
he's wanted or something. It's not the first
He's a
season,
good
but,
actor. He's a good actor. I mean, he like obviously in Game of Thrones.
What we did in Game of Thrones was like talk about rape.
But dude, so he grows as a character, right? Like he starts to like love Danny, and like there's this whole whole dynamic there where he kind of softens up instead of being this like hardened warrior.
Yeah. No,
He
he
didn't actually have
definitely
those
brought
tattoos,
he
right?
brought life to Khal Drogo that wasn't even present in the George R. R. Martin books.
Oh
He was
yeah,
basically,
Yeah,
he was just like some plot point cabal in the books.
yeah.
And in the show, it's like, oh, people are actually willing to look past the fact that he was just like barbarian Ungo rape master, and then he turns into like Amelia Clark bait.
Um,
Why does he look
Trying to
fatter
think.
when he's not Aquaman?
What's up?
He looks not in shape when he's not Aquaman.
Wait, are
But
you
this one
looking at Game
does.
of
I
Thrones
don't
photos?
understand. No, this is just like some
How
random
does
picture.
how does
of
he
him on
ever
a
not
beach.
look in shape?
Look at this fucking picture and tell me this guy's not fat as fuck. I mean, I'm not saying he's fat, but he's definitely not in shape.
I think
Hold on.
Do you want
most
to actually
guys
post
would.
it?
Yeah, hold on a second.
I think
Look
most
at that
guys
photo
would
of
want to
him. He's
look like.
definitely fat in that photo.
I think he said
What are you
dreadlocks.
talking about?
Definitely.
Look at the
That's-
fucking V. Dude. Are you?
That's
are you
not.
dumb?
That's okay. Now look at this
That's
photo of
all
him.
muscle.
No.
That's
Look
not
at
all muscle.
Mostly muscle.
now. Look at this photo of him. Now tell me that first one's not fat. For him,
That's true. That's true. Well, so actors go through like a cycle, like you know what I mean, like when they're not
it's like
filming.
who went from fat? Jonah Hill went from fat to thin
Dude.
to fat to thin.
Okay,
Jonah
well,
Hill
Jonah
is
Hill's
insane.
weight is like the most inconsistent thing in the world.
10 thing. It's like 10 times. It was ridiculous. That guy loses and fucking gains weight like crazy.
Ask him about his wiener.
That can't be healthy to lose that fast too. Like there was a picture of him, and then like a couple months later, he was like super fat.
Do you think Jonah Hill is healthy?
He was in like It's Always Sunny when he's like talking to like the doctor and he's like yeah, I gained and lost 40 pounds in 2 months. He's like that almost seems impossible. He's like, well, with the power of Christ, nothing's impossible. So drop
Oh,
that
Mac?
down. Yeah, Mac.
Dude,
But he
okay,
actually did.
yeah.
He gained 40 pounds for the show. It's pretty ridiculous.
Okay, so this is kind of Comic-Con related. Dustin, did you see the poster for Always Sunny, the new season?
No. I haven't seen
So-
much of anything ever.
Well, so
Oh,
you've
wow.
seen the last episode of like the last season. That was that, right?
I think so. Well, do you remember what it was? 'Cause
Dennis is like leaving because he's got like a second life, sorta.
No. No.
He met
Yeah,
that
see
girl.
what?
He met that girl in North Dakota, and he
That's the one.
No, that's not it.
What
I
the
don't
fuck
think
is
so.
that? Dead.
It's like an old western.
I don't know. It looks like a drama. It's like a movie that Bryan Cranston
What
would
season
star.
is it, Cody? Season 13?
I can't remember. There's so many. You know what I mean? It's the one where
Yeah.
they're running. Remember the
Here,
one?
right
You?
here. Yeah. Hold on.
But I guess if Dustin has it caught up, then like it's kind of. Yeah, that one there.
It's been a while.
Okay.
Because they're going with that whole Dennis is a serial killer storyline.
Well, like, I mean, I guess spoiler alerts for Dustin. I don't know if he's caught up. Maybe he can't remember. But there's like this whole plot point where this whole time he's had a second life, like in North Dakota or some shit, where he has a
Yeah,
wife and
no.
a kid.
I haven't gotten that part yet.
But he doesn't. But he doesn't like not. He doesn't know he has a kid, does he?
Right,
He just finds out in
The
this
girl
episode. It's not
shows up and
He
is
wasn't
like,
living a second life. He was just
right.
happened to have a wife and a kid, or not a wife, just a woman who he had sex with and a kid in North Dakota.
Right,
It
right.
must not have been put on Netflix because I hadn't seen it.
No,
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 it's
yeah,
on,
I saw it on Hulu.
Hulu, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's the problem.
And,
You gotta
I
have
haven't
all these
seen it.
different. You gotta have Hulu. You gotta have Netflix. You gotta have.
Fuck Hulu.
Not
I like
for
Hulu. Hulu. What?
So who? Think about Hulu is they have commercials. So if you're not a fan of commercials,
But it's only like 50 seconds at most. I mean, I know it's a lot.
yeah,
Yeah. The whole point of AdSense though is that like that's the reason things can be free. Don't make me pay for something and have ads in it.
it's true.
That's like cable. Cable's fucking awful. Cable's a dumb ripoff.
You can pay
Yeah,
more
definitely.
for it to not have ads.
Oh hey, here's Casper making his first appearance.
That's Casper, everybody. Well, yeah. So you could pay more, but I think it's like you're already paying like 10 or something, right? And then you have like 5 more to not have ads.
Yeah, it's like they're dangling it. Like I gave them $10, and then they're dangling a carrot. Like, oh, we're gonna hit you in the face with this carrot every 2 minutes unless you give us this other $5. I feel like I'm being held fucking hostage. Like they're charging me protection money. Like I already gave you the rent, Luis. God damn it, turn my water on.
It's well, it's very okay. So me and Riley are watching Seinfeld right now, right? And so like it'll do the opening thing where like Jerry's like doing stand up or whatever,
Mhm.
and then literally right after, like the episode just started a minute ago, it throws you into an ad. So then you sit through like the 60 seconds, 70 seconds of ads, and then it just does the whole episode. So like once you get past that, it's fine.
Sometimes I just don't get ads. Like it just won't even play it. Like it'll go to like where it normally would cut to an ad, and then it just doesn't go to that ad. Like, it just
Whoa,
kinda stops.
really?
Yeah, like it. Like
That's
you'll know,
funny.
like you'll know it'll stop, like 'cause it'll stop for a second, turn the screen off, and then just go right back into it.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm okay with it.
Do you guys want to talk about the Venom trailer that came out recently?
Yeah, sure.
So who has seen it and who has not seen
I like Venom.
I have seen it. I just watched the second one recently.
it? Yeah,
I have seen a trailer.
it's hard to.
I think it's the newest one. It's hard to tell.
There
Okay,
was the one
I've
very
only
recent.
seen one of them.
There's one where he talks about poop. Did you see the one where Venom says something about poop?
Maybe.
That's the problem, dude. It's so forgettable. You don't even remember if you've seen it or not.
I remember
the
that I saw
dialogue.
it.
Yeah, the dialogue's like, dude, and like Tom Hardy's a good actor, but like they're not giving him good lines to say, like to read off of.
Because Eddie Brock isn't smart. The
I
character
guess,
Eddie Brock is not a smart man.
but like, why is Tom Hardy playing it the way he is? Like he's like stumbling and muttering, and it just seems weird to me.
Well, once he has
Yeah,
no,
there's a lot of
Venom-
scenes in there where he looks like drunk, kind of.
that is the point. Is like once he has Venom, he's just very like once he has the symbiote, he's very like confused.
He's so sweaty though, dude. Every scene is so sweaty. He's wet.
You would be sweaty too, dude.
I guess, but dude, he's always wearing like 3 layers. Just take one of those layers off, dude. Maybe you won't sweat as much.
But then more sweat will come out.
They want him to sweat. They want that.
The point is that he's like shook. He's shook, he's sweaty, and then there's a big like dude in his head talking to him, telling him to kill babies and shit.
It's weird, right? So does this take place in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Have they confirmed whether or not it does yet? I don't think they've officially said whether it does.
I don't. I just feel like it can't, right? Because like they've already set this whole they've already set the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe up, like, and there's nobody in this movie that's correlating to any other Marvel movie. Normally, there's like at least one other person that correlates with another movie. You know what I mean?
That doesn't
Did they
have
have
to be.
Stark Tower in one of the shots?
Do they? I don't know.
I can't remember. It's so forgettable.
Maybe they'll just cop out and they'll just be like, "It was in the universe. None of the other superheroes were there." And they'll just like kind of play it off
Because
like
it says
that.
in association with Marvel. They recognize that they're associated with Marvel in making the movie.
Venom isn't in the MCU. Confirms Infinity War co-direct.
There you go.
When asked if Venom is going to appear.
So you're having
Oh,
a
it was one of the Russo brothers.
right.
Okay.
Russo.
You're gonna
Russo,
have a
Russo,
Venom movie
Russo,
without Spider-Man. That's like their dynamic is what makes Venom cool, in my opinion.
I don't know. Most of the, I think, IMO at least, most of the best Venom comics are him just doing his own thing and having nothing to do with Spider-Man.
I'm okay with it not being in the MCU. I don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't really like need to be. Like,
What
the
do you
whole
guys think
like
of the look of Venom?
Because they've probably already. I mean, they've definitely already started filming the next Spider-Man, right? No doubt about
Yes.
that.
I think
believe
it's
so.
already like filmed everything.
It must already be. Yeah, it must be post-film at this point.
Well, I
If
think
Spider-Man was in it, wouldn't it just be like? Wouldn't they probably make it just another Spider-Man movie instead of?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and like,
that's
and
true.
to try to work it in, you can't work it in the next Guardians of the Galaxy. You can't really work him in anywhere, like into another movie, you know.
yeah,
I don't want another Spider-Man 3. I don't want another Sam Raimi.
I
Make
don't
Spider-Man
either.
edgy.
I don't think anybody. I don't want another
It's true.
soft Spider-Man dancing around in New York
I don't-
Street.
well,
dude.
Even in this, like in the
Oh.
trailer, you can see a lot of people are like, "Oh, the Venom costume doesn't make any when it's not from Spider-Man's costume," but he doesn't have the spider logo or anything.
No,
Yeah,
he doesn't. So
he just
yeah,
happens
maybe
to look a
it's
lot
just a
like-
one-off movie.
Because like
You know what I mean?
I don't know, the Venom Spider-Man dynamic is like Venom doesn't he doesn't like Spider-Man, but he doesn't give too much of a shit about him. He just likes messing with him. The rest of most of the Venom storyline is just the relationship between Eddie Brock and the symbiote, and like him trying to juggle the line between, murderer and anti-hero.
Yeah.
Right.
'Cause, like, Eddie Brock wasn't a great person anyways, and then the symbiote took him over, and like he's not the strongest willed guy. So then Eddie goes from being just like a shitty tabloid in the comics, at least. I don't know about what they're gonna do with him in the movie, but in the comics, he goes from being a shitty tabloid reporter to just trying to control the symbiote. He accepts that he can't get rid of it, but he just tries to keep it a little bit in line.
Yeah.
What do you guys think the look of the Venom though? I think the look's pretty cool.
I really like it.
Yeah, I like
Like
it a lot.
gooey.
I like that his eyes look like they're made of cum.
Can we see that picture? It was like
Who?
if Venom had eyes, and it was like they put eyes and they morphed it in with the whole suit. It looks
Oh
really
yeah,
fucking
yeah, yeah.
cool.
I've seen the googly eye ones, dude, where he
Yeah.
turns his head in it. That's
Got
pretty good.
googly eyes. No, yeah, I actually like that a lot. I hated the Spider-Man 3 Venom. I thought it was awful.
Yeah.
It looks bad.
It was just black Spider-Man
Yeah.
It's true.
with teeth. And then he
there's-
takes off the black, and then he reveals hey
Thank-
Peter, and it's just Eddie Brock's dumb bucktooth face.
No, it's fucking it's for Grace, dude. That's the worst part about it. The Venom's not scary. It's Topher Grace is so scary. Only thing he was in was that '70s show. Oh man.
It's god, he's just he's a scary guy. He looks like the sort of dude who kills dogs. Here's the picture up for fucking
Yeah, see?
hey Peter,
Yeah.
the fucking pipe in his head.
Yeah.
And see that's the movie where they introduce Venom with Spider-Man and they just make him black Spider-Man with teeth.
He
And,
looks like
that's
someone
not-
I
that's
don't
not
want my
Venom.
kids going around.
Look at his eyebrow, dude.
Even he's shocked. They let me do this. They didn't do another take or some shit.
I wonder how long it took him to
There's
get
too
in the
much
makeup
passion.
and in the
You can't-
costume.
You can't do another take. It was too good the first time.
They just put him in a rubber suit. It was I don't know, the whole dynamic. Cause Venom's an interesting person to base a movie around because you don't need to have Venom versus. It doesn't have to be a superhero origin story where it's him versus another character like Iron Man v Obadiah. But it also doesn't have to be him versus another hero because Venom and Eddie Brock are the symbiote and Eddie Brock are two characters already.
Well, have you seen the newest trailer? He fights and it's just like a gray Venom.
Well, because in this one it's his origin and he's fighting the company that brought the symbiote in for the meteor and
Yeah, so whoever
he's
it
fighting
is, it's just
smug
this
Indian
gray.
guy.
Well,
So,
it's like this. It's this Asian girl who's just gray Venom.
And that always brings up the question: how much of actual Venom are we going to see in this movie?
Has they
Hopefully,
decided on whether or not she's Carnage? I heard some people saying that she might be their incarnation of Carnage,
But
Really?
I hope not. I hope not.
or not Carnage. Okay, no. So there's a few different Venom characters. Anti-Venom is probably the one I'm thinking of.
Anti-Venom, yeah.
Yeah, there's a ton. There's a ton of different.
There's Carnage,
symbiotes that they
Venom,
have.
Anti-Venom, and I think there's one more. Who's the last?
So apparently this one.
Venom,
let's
Anti-Venom,
see.
Carnage, yeah.
Dr. Venom.
Shit.
Riot. This one's called Riot.
Riot.
It's a
Big
body
sword.
hopping symbiote, so it's gonna be in a bunch of different people. I guess.
It's all metallic. Is that one that's from the comics? I don't remember that one.
It's probably newer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The big three are Venom, Anti-Venom, and Carnage.
Yeah.
Carnage being the most just
Killer.
yeah.
Trying to think. What other Comic-Con things we talk about?
James
Oh,
Gunn
the Titan-
is.
That's right. James Gunn is.
Cut that out.
not.
Cut that out, Casper. We want to do that better. I'm just gonna put that in. Cut out that last 10 seconds.
What would you call them, a pedophile?
It was just a dumb introduction.
Yeah.
How's
So
that?
James Gunn made some tweets 10 years ago. I don't know if anybody's seen the tweets. Maybe
I
I can
have.
pull them up and read them off. But
New. Oh my god, I already have them. Some of them up.
it's man, it is. They're not good jokes by any means.
No, they're not
For
funny.
the record, I'm against rape and baby eating in real life, unless you're really, really hungry. Like, what?
That's awful.
Just,
Okay,
yeah.
here's a big
Yeah, I put a big picture up. So I don't know. The whole thing came about. It was this big smear campaign by what's that motherfucker's name?
Actual racist.
Yeah, what the hell is his name?
I forgot.
Politician.
Ted Cruz.
No.
No, it wasn't a politician. It was a
Oh, was it Mike Cernovich?
yes, it was Mike
Yeah,
Cernovich.
okay. Mike
Who's like
Cernovich.
an
is just-
outed like actual racist. But yeah, so
alt-right
Gunn-
social media personality. It's his
Right.
bio on Wikipedia. That's not a good moniker to have.
he's tried to do this to a lot of people, but for the most part, this is the only one that's really made an impact on like an actor or a director or whatever's career.
Yeah.
So after making these tweets, Disney, like literally the day after, like the morning of, they fired him. He's not on Guardians 3.
Disney though, you know.
Disney doesn't fuck around with that. Disney, like, I don't know. I think they're hypocrites because like you look at look at some shit that Disney's done like a decade or so ago.
Well, so
Numbers-
just literally at Comic-Con, they had the whole Johnny Depp thing where he, I forgot the details, but maybe he sexually assaulted this one girl. The girl was on stage right before Johnny Depp, and then Johnny Depp comes on the stage wearing his full outfit and like doing his Johnny Depp thing. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's weird. It's like it's very selective in
bad
who
tweet.
they punish. It seems.
Like they're willing to cast people off if it seems like convenient.
Yeah. This is in the eve of like the whole Fox.
If they had
merger,
found out and like on the inside of the company and nobody else had found out, I guarantee they wouldn't have fired him.
Oh, absolutely. It's just the fact that it was public before they
They're just like,
acknowledged it.
guys. They're like,
But like when you're hiring a director who has filmed movies like Slither, he's done all sorts of weird stuff, right? And you're hiring him to helm, this movie about this ragtag group of space people who, you know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
you're putting him in the MCU. Shouldn't you have already known about his past tweets?
Oh,
Or
they absolutely knew about his
they didn't vet him
directorial
at all?
history. They absolutely knew that he like used to try to be this like taboo, like raunchy version of Quentin Tarantino, directing all these like, haha, this is kind of fucked up type of movies and tweeting fucked up things. It's not that they didn't know it, but nobody really knew about it. Is that it wasn't public,
but
so
he's
they don't
already,
care.
This already came out a couple years back, and he apologized for it right then and there.
But it wasn't a blown up big thing.
Right. Well, in the age of, after all the Me Too movement and that sort of thing in Hollywood, it's kind of like knee jerk reactions about anything that happens in this sort of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a fucking plague. Not that I think the Me Too movement is bad, but the people's reactions to things are like not tempered at all. They don't look at anything. The big rumor
mentality.
that was going around about it that I hated was you kept seeing like headlines all over the place. James Gunn deletes like 10,000 pedophile tweets, which was fucking ridiculous. He deleted the reason was he went back like years and years through his Twitter. He deleted about 10,000 tweets, just like old tweets he didn't think were that funny, tweets he just like thought were cluttering up his Twitter.
they weren't even
all
they just
kinds of
weren't
shit.
funny at all.
And, like a few of them, like a select few, were those like haha I touched little boy, funny joke kind of tweets.
The
Like, they're not funny.
Expendables was so manly. I fucked the shit out of a little pussy boy next to me. The boys are back in town.
Okay, I think that's kind of funny.
Some of them are pretty tongue in cheek, and
yeah.
they're very satirical. Bottom line is James Gunn is not a pedophile.
You also have to think about it in the terms of like 2008 humor, because
Right, exactly.
Humor on the internet has definitely come a long way, and like seeing a director in 2008 like tweeting out 3 men and a baby they had sex with #unromantic movies, that'd be pretty like funny at the time. I don't want to say funny like haha, but it's just like whoa, that's out of left field. No one says things like that. But now like we've kind of moved past outrage humor, and now we're on let's get outraged about outrage humor.
It's just so old. It's just so like
you can't go back 10 years and like.
I
talk
know
about
it's
what
just,
this person did.
it's so sick to just have to go back 10 years to find just to dig up that little thing that he said.
It sets a bad precedent. Now this can happen to literally anybody, right? Like,
Yeah.
so Joey, if you apply for a job, I can go in your Twitter history, find something that you've liked, right, and then show it to your boss, and like then you're
And just,
fired.
like,
You know
don't
what I mean?
hire him. Yeah.
Yep. And that's the
It's-
classic outrage move is get the person fired, even on a huge scale, like the director.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just like it's like
It changed
jokes are
so
jokes.
much in
Bottom
10
line,
years.
even if you don't think they're funny, they're still jokes. And is someone not allowed? He apologized for it. Is someone not allowed to grow as a person, to grow as a comedian, to grow as anything? Like you're put in this little box, like, oh no, you are this, and you haven't changed in 10 years.
Yeah,
Like
no one's ever allowed to change. And then like the worst part is like after all these allegations, and he comes out and says, like, oh, that was me back then, but like not anymore. It's like I didn't think they were funny, but you can't apologize afterwards because everyone thinks you're just apologizing because that's what you want. That's just what they want you to do. You know what I mean?
But like James
Like,
Gunn
they're
wasn't before this happened. James Gunn wasn't going to sleep at night thinking like, ah, shit. I hope no one sees those kind of pedophilic
Yeah, it
those
wasn't
tweets
like
I
a
made
Bill
like 10
Cosby
years
thing
ago.
where, like,
You just don't fucking think about it.
yeah.
Right.
Why would
Because
you
it was
like
10
bring
years
something
ago.
up?
Like
Like,
nobody.
by the way,
like,
guys, 10 years ago I tweeted out some things that weren't
it's
very
not like
funny.
he raped a kid and was like, I wonder if everyone's gonna find out. It's just like, hey, I tweeted this stupid joke 10 years ago.
Exactly. They're jokes. Jokes. Bottom line, a joke is a joke. Doesn't
It
matter.
doesn't hurt
If it's not
anybody.
funny.
You can talk all you want about like, oh, it promotes negative ideals, like people's senses of humor. It can affect the way that they act. But he didn't do anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Didn't fucking hurt anybody. You could say like they were distasteful. You could say they weren't funny. You could say that they were, like kind of normalizing pedophilic attitudes. To which I would say, probably. But it was 10 years ago. He apologized for them, and nothing happened as a result of them.
Did they have the right to fire him like that? Like,
Disney?
'cause, like, yeah, like freedom of
As-
speech type deal.
He's an
Like,
employee of them. You know what I mean? Like they can do whatever they
Yeah, it
want.
doesn't apply. So the freedom of speech, it protects you like from the government incurring consequences upon you, but it doesn't protect you from like individuals or companies.
But don't
Right,
certain
like-
don't certain states have like laws against like firing employees for certain reasons? Like you can't just fire somebody out of the
Right,
I'm
but
sure
a
that was.
lot
I'm
of
sure that was on a contract.
yeah,
fine.
like
Yeah, that
like,
could-
Right.
Most-
Like
most-
affecting like the public image of Disney or
yeah.
something or some.
Yep. Like
I know, like
we
there are
can cut
certain
you off
states where,
whenever
like,
we
I
want.
think like New Hampshire, for example, you can just fire somebody for any reason. Like you don't need like a,
Yeah.
you don't need a reason to be like, you can just be like, I fired.
or like
Like,
the
I don't
job
like
I'm at right now with Pekka, like they could immediately terminate my employment for no, or I say for no given reason. They could just do it for whatever reason they wanted, as long as it wasn't like you're gay, you're fired, and I could terminate my own employment. A lot of contracts, a lot of employment contracts have that caveat in there.
Yeah, that's a good point though, Dustin. I bet you like anybody pretty much who works for Disney at this point has to sign some kind of contract saying, if you threaten to soil that
Disney's
image
fucking
of
laden
Disney.
with that sort of stuff.
Yeah, they
Sure,
do.
They're
Like,
family
especially
friendly.
like if you're
You've
like
got to
one
have
of
like
those
a
one of those
whole
guys
like,
that dress out.
system laid out to just make sure that their image never gets destroyed.
What'd you say, Dustin, about the dressing up?
Like, aren't they under super strict rules too? Like they can't
Oh,
do
the
anything.
costume people in Disneyland?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they are.
Like nothing provocative, just happy.
Dude, they can't bend over to pick shit up. They have to like swoop down in like a they can't like bend their whole back over. They have to like bend their
get a
knees,
running
like, do like
start.
a squat. Yeah, you do like a squat and like kind of like fly down.
Cartwheel
and
and grab it
Yeah.
off.
they can't point because it's like I guess it's like disrespectful to some people to like
Yes.
point. So they have to use like a weird 3-finger motion.
Whoa.
Yeah, real strict rules. It's really weird.
Well, so did you guys hear about the whole Guardians cast and their statement?
They all signed the petition, or not
I
petition.
heard of it, but
They
never
signed
read
the
it.
support
I
statement.
wonder
Alright,
how
so
many people have petitions.
Maybe I can read it off real quick.
Yeah, throw it in the chat.
All right, so here we go. So yeah, this is it reads my words of nearly a decade were at the time totally failed and unfortunate efforts to be provocative. I've regretted for many years since, not just because they were stupid, not all funny, wild, and sensitive, and certainly not provocative like I had hoped, but also because they don't reflect the person I am today or have been for some time. So this is James Gunn's like response to the whole thing, and it's just his explanation of like, oh, so I can't grow as a person, like even though these are jokes. And let me find the open letter from the Guardians cast. It's kind of long, so maybe I won't read this one, but it's it's just signed by like Michael Rooker, Zoe Saldana, Chris Pratt, Dave Bautista, Bradley Cooper,
Sean
his brother
Gunn.
Sean Gunn, obviously, because oh wait, it's cutting it off, but it's okay. Yeah, so it's just them be. So I thought they would kind of be like down the middle, like, oh, this kind of sucks, but they're not gonna like not going on strike or anything, right?
Yeah. No, no,
Um,
I don't think so. Have they? They must be post film already, no?
so James Gunn just turned in the script of Guardians 3, so they haven't
Oh,
started
really?
filming
I thought
anything
they had
yet.
already filmed it all.
No,
Oh, wow. I thought
Yeah.
it was like coming out
Guardians
like
3
next
isn't
year.
coming out for a while.
Oh, really? Oh,
Guardians 2 wasn't all that long ago. And they
Have
have
they
like
replaced
other
him?
they have other movies to get through.
They haven't
yeah.
replaced them yet.
Did
They're
James
still,
Gunn
it's
do
still
any
kind of
other
up in
movies
the
or
air.
just Guardians?
So James Gunn was supposed to be spearheading the entire cosmic side of the MCU. Like he was supposed to do, Adam Warlock and all this stuff. Like he was supposed to be,
He's
because
supposed to be
they
like the
trusted
space
it. It
guy.
seemed like they trusted him to do
Yeah.
the other half of the
He's a
MCU.
good
You know what I
director.
mean? Yeah.
Just kind of sucks that like anywhere you work now, especially in like the movie, TV industry, like entertainment industry, you have to like pretty much like delete all your social media and just like start fresh because no one can see anything from your past because they'll just find that little thing and then just ruin your entire career.
Well, that's what Ryan Johnson did. He went through and deleted the guy who just was the director for The Last Jedi. He
Oh
went through
yeah.
and deleted a bunch of tweets too, and he was like, I don't want this to happen to me. You know what I mean? So I wonder if that'll
Yeah.
be something in the future where. But yeah, so that's the Guardians cast. But an interesting part in their statement is they say, of course they say, James is likely not the last good person put on trial. Given the growing political divide in this country, it's safe to say instances will like this to continue. They have a part in here where they say each of us look forward to working with our friend James again in the future. His story isn't over, not by a long shot.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they're pushing for him to, I guess, like get rehired. I don't know what their
Just do you think that
plan
any
is,
of
but
them would like go on strike to not film?
They absolutely have the power to do it. I mean, is Disney going to
But do
replace
they
Chris
with their
Pratt, Zoe's? Like, are they going to replace
with
all of
their
them?
contracts? Do they actually have the power to do so? I mean, there's got to be some kind of like
It's not like Disney can threaten legal action with anything but like money.
yeah.
They can say like, we'll fine you if you decide if you say you're not doing these movies. But
Yeah.
I don't know. There might be caveats in the contract, like, or loopholes in the contract rather, that go under this director.
Yeah, I mean, it's not to say that they would never get another run.
I don't know.
It just kind of sucks that they'll be out of the MCU completely if they were to, go on strike. It just kind of sucks for them to be completely out of the MCU.
Here's the thing: Disney makes decisions based on image and based on money. If
Yeah,
and that would cost them both, because if the big shot actors from Guardians of the Galaxy all said we're not gonna be in the MCU anymore if you don't rehire James Gunn, not only is Disney, by not like rehiring him, not only are they losing out on money from all the other movies that they could be making, but their public image just goes to shit because people think, oh well, they're more concerned about like listening to public outrage for stupid trendy topics and less concerned about making good movies.
yeah. I wonder if like any of the other MCU actors have said anything. I mean, I know it doesn't affect them at all, but I wonder if they've jumped on at all. Because he must have had some part I'm sure. I don't know how that works though. Because if he was doing like all the space stuff, is he only doing movies, like his own movies, or is he like helping out like? As
He
far
was
as,
he
like,
was mostly
did
just
he cut all
involved.
contracts with him? Like, did they cut all the movies he was gonna do?
They've completely ejected him from
from the whole
being
thing. Yeah,
hired by Disney. Because when you work for Disney, you work for Disney, and he's
yeah,
no longer working for them. They didn't just
yeah,
boot him off of Guardians 3.
yeah. They just
They're
completely got rid of him.
uh, that's I mean that's thing's so recent. We're gonna see how that plays out. I think we do have time. Before we start, we have one last thing to discuss. Let's go out with something funny. Holy shit, the live action Teen Titans trailer looks so bad.
Very bad.
I'm not going to sugarcoat that. I want to be optimistic about anything Teen Titans because I love Teen Titans. It's my favorite DC property, but oh my god. What were they thinking?
Fuck
The
Batman. Yeah.
Oh.
Dustin, you have to watch. Maybe you gotta go to bed soon, but definitely watch it. Maybe next time we can talk about it. But it's just so. Everyone had a lot of hope for this, but it's
Teen Titans
so...
Go to the movies.
No, the live action teen. It's just called Titans, I believe. Actually.
Yeah. It's the new DC like show that they're making. Which is unfortunate because DC usually makes good shows and bad movies. Marvel makes bad shows and good movies, but now it's just or bad cartoons and good movies. Jessica Jones is good.
Yeah.
Jessica Jones is good.
Anyway,
Come
there's a
on.
lot of different Titan stuff that's going on right now between Teen Titans Go to the Movies actually being pretty good. The teaser for the season 6 of the original Teen Titans, which
So
Like
wait,
the-
are they
the
still
original
doing
animated
Teen
series.
Titans Go? Like on top of
Teen
it?
Titans Go is ending.
It is, okay.
It ended with the movie.
Oh, okay. I
And
never
Tara
never
Strong
really followed
confirmed
Teen
that
Titans Go, so
for anyone who hasn't seen it, there was the little teaser at the end of the Teen Titans Go movie credits where you see like Robin and Raven and all of them like trying to get through in a
Yeah.
broadcast, and it's them. It's the original like animation, and they're in the original hideout. They're like,
That is
they have to
cool.
know we're still here. We're the Teen Titans. We haven't left.
I love
I'll
that
definitely
show.
have to
That's a
watch
good
that.
show.
So then we'll see. We'll see how
Yeah.
that plays out. There's a lot of this stuff. The whole James Gunn thing, the whole Teen Titans thing. A lot of it's still like building up.
Yeah, it's
Sure.
definitely in its beginning stages to where, yeah, it's gonna be tough. I don't think the whole James Gunn thing's just definitely, it's not over with. There's definitely more to be
Sure.
had. So,
Anyone have any last words on that?
no,
Nah, I think
Alright.
that pretty much wraps it up.
I think that's about
Yeah.
all the time that we've got here. Little
Yeah.
Dusty boy's got to go to bed.
I think we all gonna go to bed.
yeah.
For all
Aaron's
the
got
for all the
work
two
tomorrow.
people who might have listened to this, thank you for listening to episode. We're calling it 0.5 of the Undercast Show.
Who knows
Uh,
if we'll ever release it?
Just a bunch of idiots in a cave being behind on popular events and maybe chatting about them and
The aliens.
having bad opinions, being ignorant.
The aliens, dude.
Maybe that's it. Good night.
Yep.
That's the end.
Night, guys.